It's Monday morning, and we're getting ready to go live here on the second annual Six Summer, brought to us by Motion Raceworks. Once again, on behalf of Tom Bailey, the entire SICTA Magazine crew, we appreciate everybody being here. We hope you have a great day. Strap yourselves in. Here we go. Our first pair fired and ready. Turbo Chevy Nova is on the verge of the sixes. It's gone 7 flat with a 4 in testing. He would like nothing better than to be able to run a 6 here. Allen would too. Both of them in, and off they go. Alan Whitaker out in front. Doug Cook giving chase to the top end. They go 724 at 200 miles an hour. 726 at 204. Put your hands together. We start with low 7-second, 200-mile-an-hour cars on both sides of the racetrack. That is the way to get things started here at Six Summer, presented by Motion Raceworks, with a pair of low 7-second performances. Now the question is, do they keep those time slips, or do they come back and make another run? Because again, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So it's not that you want to look necessarily at a race. Jesse Nelson, left side, 1970 model Chevy Chevelle. He will line up against Brett LaSala, the guy normally who wheels the low 6-second snot rocket, driving the nitrous-fed big block Chevy Motion Raceworks pickup truck this week. Big block guy. The Chevelle is gone left side. 767 at 183 for the Chevelle of Jesse Nelson. The Camaro versus the El Toro Mustang. This is a Coyote-powered single-turbo Mustang that they originally put together in 8 days. And it is running in the Rowdy Radial class, the little 26 by 8.5 inch tire class. Yesterday laid down a couple of 5-second passes on the 8th mile, so he'll be right-hand side. Lamar Swindell's nitrous-huffing Chevy will be left-hand side. They're staged and ready, off we go. Wheels in the air on both sides. And to the 8th mile, 5:26 at 131 for Blaine, 8:40 at 158 for Lamar Swindell. Not a bad run for either of them. That'll bring up our next pair, and again, a pair of 6-second capable, 200-mile-an-hour capable hot rods. Clark Rosenstengel and Cletus McFarland in mullet. The Steve Morris big block, twin turbo, El Camino. Both of them are going to look for a one-and-done, meaning they run a good timer right off the bat, and they get right after it. And Cletus is on a ripper. 117, 60-foot top end says 668 at 220. That is a one-and-done, ladies and gentlemen. He will turn that time slip in, and he will get on the road. Cletus on a great run. 117 to the 60-foot, 444 at 171 at the 8th mile, and blast through the traps at 668 at 220. That is the quickest and fastest pass so far of Six Summer. Yes, he is in the 6th street race class, so he is running something that is governed to 850. Left side is Chris Mary in the Charbicued Deal Brothers Mustang. He is also running in an 850 limited class. So both of these drivers are looking for 8.50 on the scoreboard. Not any faster. You can go slower, but an 8.50 is perfect. 847 at 160. That's a bummer there for Acton. That's too quick. He can't hand it in. 861. It is a 1978 model Fairmont wagon, and TJ has competed in quite a few drag and drives. So, like I said, this thing has mid-8-second capability. Sands on the right side is going for that 8th mile number, so we'll see him get out of the gas early, and it'll just be kind of a coasting pass towards the end. TJ's going to make a full pull left side, looking for 850, and goes 858 at 158. Sands on the other side goes 557 at 126. Yesterday he went 577, and he said he just wants to complete the week and do so with a 5-second average, and that's a great way to start it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever wonder how invested in all of the competitors Tom Bailey is, he is standing down there in the left-hand lane just watching all of the cars go down, as he has kind of dialed back his efforts a little bit this year to more of a support role. In the 6th Street Race category, the little LS swapped 240 SX on the left left side. Durbin running in the Rowdy Radio class. So Durbin's looking for that 8th mile number right-hand side. 126.60 foot for the S10. 534 at 131. And Ortiz will blast down to an 860 at 155. Blythe in a very weird-looking 64 Triumph Spitfire. LS Wab with twin turbos out there. This is on a good run. Will run on the 7s. He's dancing all over his lane a little bit, though. You got to leg it out. Goes 794 at 170 with a pedal job. 950 at 140 on the opposite side. Who is it? To competition, burnouts complete. Keith Fenstead left side in the blow-through carburetor turbocharged Fairmont. Right-hand side, the Ranger of Eric Olson. Olson goes 891 at 153 in the Ranger, 861 at 160 for Keith Fenstead. Craig Douglas, the 2019 model Challenger, comes up next, right-hand side. Left-hand side, the man who does not know how to not hit the up button, Nick Deal, with his brother David Deal, wheeling the family brothers 2001 Mustang. They are looking to set the world on fire, not literally, in the Super Street category, and he has to get out of it. The car had wheels in the air. It started to go left, and you see it have to give it a jerk to come back. And they will coast to a 960. Nick did a great job of putting the tune-up in it. It was 115 to the 60 foot, Nick. A 989 at 143 on the right-hand side for the Challenger. And it's a bummer there for Nick because he had the tune-up in the car, but it started to make a move to the right. Jared Fuller in the Bad Leroy Brown car. Left-hand side is our top 3 finisher from last year. That's Dwayne Roll, the 1992 Mustang. Roll way out there in front. How about a 742 at 187 miles an hour for Roll's entry? 973 at 136 for Leroy Brown, and I'm betting that is without the nitrous bottle on. Shot. More than likely, Dwayne will probably pack it up and take that run. So Mike Reimar's left-hand side in the orange Shelby. He is running in the Dial Your Own class. The right-hand side is Mike Chenoweth. He is one of the guys out of the 309 Streetcars gang. 864 at 158 for them, and I'm sure that they are probably happy with that run. 982 at 137 for Mike Reimars. Left-hand side is Brian Green, the guy who finished number 2 in stick shift last year. This is the Yorview Mustang Cobra. He likes to have fun with the H-pattern shifter in the middle of the console. 867 at 160 for Crane's entry. 955 at 131 for the Mopar on the right-hand side. That is Zach Roos. Barra motor in it, the 6-cylinder Australian motor with a turbocharger on top. He wants to get into the 8s all week. Let's see if he can do it. Norris with a beautiful wheel stand out of his Nova like we expect. Fonzie going down left-hand side, top and says. How about 879 at 150 for Fonzie? 982 at 136 for Norris. That's about where I expect Norris to be. 879 at 150 is close to like personal best numbers for Fonzie. And Fonzie will more than likely probably pack up and head the road based on that number. Singer in the 84 model Grand Prix, and yesterday he laid down an 8-second pass, so we'll see what he has in the tank here for today. The right-hand side, the Shelby. As both of them have problems off the starting line, Rob's car spins the tires. Dane Ross in the Shelby came off the starting line okay and then had to pedal at 970 at 170. Lots of speed there for Roberts Grand Prix, but unfortunately a 239 60 foot is going to do him no favors. 1064 at 143 for the Shelby. And again, the mile an hour there showing that car could very easily be low 10s, high 9s, and unfortunately neither one of them got the run they wanted. Now, apparently it's okay to 215, but it's not certified to 220. That'll bring up our next pair, the Corvette versus the Camaro. Matt Arwood in the Camaro. I believe he is running the, yes, he is. He is running the Rowdy Radio class here this week. So he'll run it through the 8th mile, 5:22 at 1:40. That is the number to beat right now in that class. So he's right-hand side in his new operation that he just got ready. Left-hand side in the white Mustang is Kenny Zachman. Zachman in the 2003 model Mustang. And Jake is going to get out of the gas early, 882 at 125, as I believe he is running Rowdy Radio. 1092 at 88 miles an hour. Let me see if 201 is the right number. Making the switch from Pro Dial Your Own over into the 850 limited category with his turbocharged Malibu. The left-hand side is the Ford Ranger, the 2000 model Ford Ranger of Cameron McConchie. McConchie goes 957 at 141, 845 at 156. It's just a little too quick. Unfortunately, is the 1974 Dodge Dart of Dennis Bergen. Began in the Rum Runner 74 model Dodge. The Chevy 2 Nova over on the right-hand side is Jeff Fry. Fry in the 1963 model. The Mopar are going to get there first. 955 at 108. He is a Rowdy Radio car. So Andrew Nelson in the 2010 model Chevrolet Camaro Super Sport. He's right-hand side. Left-hand side is Matt Frederick in the show quality worthy wheel standing Whipple supercharged Chevy Camaro. Hopefully I got it all. 849 with a 1 at 159. He's 9 thousandths of a second too quick. He can't hand that time slip in. That'll bring up another Fairmont. And the ZL1 powered Chevy El Camino. Kind of Sunoco style cowl hood and dual parachutes. He has not got a hold of the racetrack yesterday, so we'll see how he does here. They tried to dial the power back and loosen up the front end, and it just skied the front end, and you see some smoke coming out of it. And unfortunately, he is staying in the middle of the racetrack. 1069 at 124. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the good news, you hear cars firing back up. Thankfully, no fluid, so we are ready to rock and roll again. For everybody that is watching on the 3 Plus live stream, thanks for bearing with us. We didn't want to go big with the live shot, considering we have a good amount of stuff that we can show you throughout the week and being on board. Dino Riboletti, Josh Lester in the Olds. And Lester was not in the beams yet, and Dino let go on nothing, meaning he's going to get no time slip. You're going to see that Malibu go through the finish line and the boards don't light up. He moved before the Christmas tree was activated. So Lester will get a time, 9:10 at 150 miles an hour. See, this is the debate that everybody does about whether do we make another run, do we not. Tim Sharp, the 1988 model Dodge pickup truck, right-hand side, against a really clean-looking Chevy Nova on the left-hand side. That's Nick Barnett in the 72 Nova. Nick goes 921 at 150 in the Nova, 905 at 148 for the pickup truck. I believe that is Super Street. Yeah, he's running in the Super Street class. Left-hand side, the Pontiac Le Mans, the clean white, refrigerator white Pontiac Le Mans. That's Eric Wigan. Wigan goes 906 at 151. He is running in the Dial Your Own class, the Pro Dial Your Own class. 977 at just 131 for Greg Edwards' entry. So Sir Douglas Edel, I like to call him Doug for short. He lines up left-hand side. This is his second Six Summer. He got the car put together literally with hours to spare last year. Go on here for He's part of the Havlik crew. This is a Pro-Charged Pontiac Firebird. That's Rich Bellman. Bellman goes 903 at 147, just missing that 8-second range. Are you talking to me? I'm sorry, I've got two headsets going. $877 at 164. a good run here. 7:10 at 2:04 for Michael. 8:69 at just 1:17 right-hand side. That's a Rowdy Radial hot rod. For A&B Group Radial, final call, A&B Group Radial. A&B Group Radio, your lanes close in 2 minutes. A&B Group Radio, your lanes close in 10 minutes. 9:39, 6 at 143 right side for the third Gen Nova. 9:18 at 131 left side for the first Gen Nova. The 1967 model Chevelle over on the opposite side. That is Aaron Gerling in the 67 model Chevelle. How about 8:54 at 1:59 for Brian Acton? Now, he can turn that time slip in. The question is do they want to come back around and do it again? Because here comes our next pair. Malibu station wagon left-hand side. The big wheel stand out of both cars. Ken Cuttle Jr. in the 1970 Chevelle right-hand side. Left-hand side, the wagon of Michael Puckett, and Puckett goes 9:16 at 146. Shot in the 2010 model Chevy Camaro, as he had problems on his first run, so he's back to make another shot a couple of times, and then he wanted to get it back, so could not get it together in time, so he's out here playing crew, and it looks like Clark is having some problems off the 60-foot, and then he gets after it in the back half. Probably making some tune adjustments. 970 at 135, 971 at 137 for Fuller's pickup truck. That'll bring up TJ Linebaugh and Mike Reimars. Reimars left side in the Shelby. Linebaugh right-hand side in the wagon. The wagon looking for something in the 8.50 category. How about 851.3 at 160, and that's going to get him the lead. Marion went 861 earlier, so he'd like to get a little closer to that 850 number. Dane had some problems right off the starting line. The car a little slow on the 60-foot. Now, what can we see out of right-hand side? 855 at 160 for Chris Mary. That gets him closer to that 850 number that he wants. We have called A&B Group Slick. A&B Group Slick, we have called you. A&B Group Slick. A&B Group Slick Tire Cars, we have called you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will run out the remainder of A&B Group Radio, and then we will do some track prep to set up for A&B Group Slick. Ortiz, another guy who's looking for that 8.50 number. He went 861 earlier. He wants to get closer, 861.5, so he's a bracket machine. So now the question is, Jeremy went for the all-run. He finished second in the class last year, and he knows an 861 is going to put him over a tenth of a second above the standard, and the problem is that that's real hard to get back. So Jeremy, I would probably venture a guess, is going to hang out and wait and come back. So Robert Sinker, the 84 Grand Prix left side, Cletus McFarland in the Mullet El Camino, the 6-second right-hand side. And Cletus turned it up and knocked the tires loose. Sinker to the finish line left side. 8 flat with a 1 at 172. They're like, oh. These guys and gals have hundreds of miles to run before they can complete the week. Starting to go to the left, so hopefully they've got that corrected. We'll see how they do. Left side's in, right side's in. And this time, Neil knocks the tires loose. He gives it a pedal. Right-hand side jamming away at the gear lever, trying to get to the finish line, but Deal's going to get there first. 779 at 176. This is his first shot at the racetrack. He's looking for a 9-second pass. And he gets it 986 at 135, 985 at 131. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my apologies. Taking care of a little bit of paperwork up here in the tower, so I missed that run. My apologies. As our next pair coming out of the water box, Dean Anderson in the turbocharged Malibu left-hand side. All right, attention in the bits, attention in the bits. I have a gray Chevy pickup Silverado with Illinois plates 3410485 that's blocking a racer in by the fence alongside the staging lane. Again, a gray Chevy pickup truck Illinois plate number 3410485. Walking in a racer. I need it moved immediately, please. Anderson and Roos. Anderson, 861 at 149, so it's above 850. It'll work as far as he can turn it in, but it's not the number he wants. She's spinning her fingers in. We're going to come back. Brian Green left side. Doug Cook right side. Green once again just shaking the windows out of the towers. That thing is backfiring. Doug Cook looking for something quicker than 720s. And gets another one. 728 at 203 as the Novas become a bracket car. Frederick will stand in his way off the starting line on the Camaro right-hand side. He's running in one of the 850 limited categories to the top end for the Camaro. 850 with a 4 at 160. That is 4 thousandths away from a perfect run. And more than likely, Frederick will take that and hit the road. At 1165 is just 118 for the Trans Am, but Frederick is now your official leader in the clubhouse, 8.504. A little bit of pedal work being done off the starting line. 572 at 127 for CJ. 888 with an 8 at the end of it at 152. Then we got Dino Rebelletti in the Malibu. 16 stud for small block Chevy. For car number 256, if you have one or know where you can get one, car number 256 is who's looking for it. Dino Rebelletti finishing the run on left side. Goes 897 at 151 for Dino's ride with the parachute out. Sitting here. Brand lane number 9. That is not Karen Van Velde in a Shelby Mustang, so that's probably going to come back. Aaron and Trevor Brandon go 837 at 172 in the GTR, 1014 at 147 for the Gasser Chevy Nova right here to the left-hand side. Apparently I'm getting my right to left backwards. Wayne Baker in the Gasser Chevy Nova going 1014 at 147. Aaron and Trevor Brandon in the PFI Speed-tuned GTR goes 837 at 172. Attention in the pits, I have a racer needing a crank sensor for an LS engine with a 58-tooth wheel. If you have one or know where to get one, come to the second floor of the tower and I will get you the driver's information. Michael Swindoll comes up next left side, the 68 model Chevy Chevelle. Right-hand side is Bill Schwartz, also in a Chevy Chevelle. That's a 1969 version. Swindoll has problems. Schwartz to the finish line. 866 at 161 for Schwartz's entry. That's a good run there. And Swindoll will coast through to a 14-17 at just 81. So we will see him back. When he comes back here with a fresh bullet, you see the 6 Summer 2023 sticker on the side of the car. That's how dedicated he is. Wheels up both sides of the racetrack. Mustang versus 55. 851 with a 1 at 162 for against the Hustlin' Hillbilly. The 55 Chevy of Darwin Peterson. Peterson was on one of our track shirts with the 55 Hustlin' Hillbilly left side. Calvin Nelson in the Fairmont. Goes 916 at 148 in the Fairmont in the 6-week race class. 1015 at 130 for the Gasser. A single pass here for the Mopar on the right-hand side of the racetrack. That's Frank Perkins in the 69 Valiant. He goes 979 at 136 in the Valiant. How about this pair, ladies and gentlemen? You've got Bryant Goldstone and Tony Wisman with a 107 60-foot time. He's obviously trying to duplicate that here today where it counts. Trying to get it up on boost and get it in there. He's close. There he is. And off we go. 105 60-foot for Goldstone right side to the top end. 640 at 225 for Brian Goldstone. That is the quickest and fastest pass here today on 6-7 by Motion Raceworks. 946 at 149. The 1995 model Ford Mustang on the left. 67 model Chevelle on the right-hand side. 946 at 149 for Brian Goldstone. 640 at 225 for Brian Goldstone. 946 at 149 for Brian Goldstone. 647 model Chevelle on the right-hand side. 67 model Chevelle on the right-hand side. 946 at 149 for Brian Goldstone. 647 model Chevelle on the right-hand side. 946 at 149 for Brian Goldstone. 647 model Chevelle on the right-hand side. 946 at 149 for Brian Goldstone. 647 model Chevelle on the right-hand side. 946 at 149 for Brian Goldstone. 647 model Chevelle on the right-hand side. 946 at 149 for Brian Goldstone. 647 model Chevelle on the right-hand side. 946 at 149 for Brian Goldstone. 647 model Chevelle on the right-hand side. 946 at 149 for Brian Goldstone. 647 model Chevelle on the right-hand side. 946 at 149 for Brian That is Mark Krantz in the 67 model Chevelle. Krantz got off the starting line first, but the Mustang's going to get to the finish line first. 9:08 at 148, 10:03 at 135. Little pickup truck, the hot rod pickup truck is Mark Fisher. That's a 32 model Ford pickup truck. Evan gets it up on boost and knocked in. Off we go. Interesting difference there. The little hot rod pickup truck, the modern LS with the turbos on board. 8:57 at 163 for Erkwitz's entry. So the burnout's complete. The drivers making their way towards the stage beams. Like I said, this is number 1 and 2 in Sick Week Freaks from Sick Week earlier this year. Damon Elf left side of the Toyota. And Courtney in the all-wheel drive stick shift Honda. Damon has problems. Courtney to the finish line right side. 9:48 at 156. So we are waiting on the call at the top end. A little bit of cleanup work going on the starting line, and the burnouts officially started for Alex right side. Nick Taylor left side. Earlier in May, he's going to line up with Alex Taylor. Alex in the 55 Chevy, a former drag and drive winner. She has been 676 and 217 miles an hour competition. Local man, welcome everybody. Alex has problems. Nick Taylor out in front, and Uncle Sam has some trouble and scoots around and gets close to the wall. Tom McGilton, the Why Not Big Block Twin Turbo 2013 model ZL1, right-hand side. Left-hand side, Mike Mackey, 1982 model Olds Cutlass. Big wheel stand left-hand side. Tom McGilton hanging on and looking for sevens right-hand side. Top end, 739 at 193 for the 2-ton Camaro. 863, 155 for the Oldsmobile left side. Paul Kwiatkowski, his high school Nova on the left-hand side. Paul, who has run the National Muscle Car Association, True Street, and a bunch of other cool stuff with the Nova, out there wheeling and dealing left side. Goes 994, 117, 947, 147. Dan Denon in the 79 model Malibu. Both of them come off the starting line with good 60-foot times. The Malibu's going to get down there first. Goes 920 at 152, 991 at 134. Your lanes are now closed. A&B Slick Tire. A&B Slick Tire, your lanes are now closed. And we have called our C group. The right-hand side is Zachary Joswick. Joswick in the Chevy Camaro, the 1993 model. I believe they ran a new personal best yesterday with this car. The Nova off the starting line hard, 129 on the 60-foot. Joswick's car kind of moves around his lane a little bit. He's got it under control, though. 908 at 132 and a 1028 at 132 for Joswick's entry. As he used up a little bit of his lane, but managed to get it back under control. But a pretty good run there for the Gasser left-hand side. 908 at 132. That may be the quickest run on the Gasser side right now. And again, here is another pair, as I've alluded to earlier, where we see a couple of cars that aren't even close to each other as far as classifications, engines, etc. But where do they line up? Here on a drag and drive at 6 Summer, presented by Motion Raceworks. The Old Glory 55 Chevy Gasser left-hand side. That is Troy Martin. Right-hand side is Damon Elf in the 6-speed turbocharged Toyota Supra. He needs a better run. He has problems from the first one. Old Glory hanging the wheels in the air. Now Damon second. Got it in the third this time. Found fourth. Gasser goes 929. About 884 at 146 for Damon Elf as he gets into the 8-second range. Chevelle left side. Schwartz, who changed an engine in this car during the 6 Summer event last year, and got to the lanes with like 10 minutes to spare an inch to finish the week. Courtney on a good run, 150 60-foot. Looks like he may have had some trouble getting it into fourth. He does. The speed is down. 927 at 151, 872 at 159. Both of them on good runs here. 830 at 168 for Erkowitz. Duster versus Mustang. Cameron Alley left-hand side of the Mustang, the 8-second capable Mustang. Right-hand side is Corey Pant, the 74 Duster. Oh, 848 with a 3 at 162 for Cameron Alley. He can't hand that in. It's too quick on the 850 index. Rick Reimers, the 41 Willys pickup truck on the right side. Left side is Michael Moore in the Ficklefish S10 pickup truck. He's running in the Rowdy Radio class. Moore sounded like he came off the starting line a little bit lazy, and the nitrous didn't engage when he wanted it to. He runs into the 8th mile, 7:29 at 1:08. Reimers goes 9:92 with a 1 at 1:33. Not a bad run for Reimers. I don't know if he'll be able to handle it in or not, but Freeform Motorsports on the West Coast. He's looking for that 6-second time slip. He's got a pair of 720s in his pocket. He's going to try and get after it here. 130, 60 foot for Cook to the top end. 7:04 at 2:06 up from what Doug ran earlier today. So in better weather, earlier today, he went back-to-back 7.2-second runs and then lays down a 7:0 here. If he wants to compete in the class, he needs to be in the mid to low 8.5-second range. He'll line up here with the 2019 challenger of Craig Douglas. Jeremy gets bumped in. They're both ready, and off they go. A little bit of tire spin on the right-hand side. Jeremy is still a tick slow at the 8th mile, 8:71 at 1:59. That's not going to improve what he ran earlier. Nick is trying to get this car into the low 7-second range. That's what he wants. He spins the tires there. It's not what they wanted. Jerry to the finish line on the left side, and the Nova goes 9:13 at 1:48. So 9-second hot rod on the left side of the racetrack. Jesse is in. Pontiac on the opposite side. It is a pair of Pontiacs, and the Le Mans leaves first. Jesse's trying to feed it some power and just roasted the tires off of it at the 60-foot mark. The Le Mans to the finish line. 9:22 at 1:48 for the Pontiac on the left. Bummer for Jesse as the car was on a pretty solid 218 left side. And Mike Silver's 66 Chevy 2 on the right side. The Corvette out in front. We'll get there first. 977, 138, 1121 and 120. Dean Anderson, the turbocharged 79 Malibu. He is looking for that 8.50 number. Hasn't gotten it yet. He's run quicker than the 850 number a couple of times, and he's running 861. He needs something with 8.50 if he can. 8:53 at 1:44. That's a good run. Elf wheeling and dealing on the right-hand side goes 8:99 at 1:58 in the Supra. The S10, unfortunately, did not get staged in time. And it is not a sequential. It is an H-pattern stick-shift car. 148.60 foot here for Courtney. Can he finally get into the 8s today? 9:23 at 1:58. He can't quite find him. 8:66 at 1:59 for Schwartz's entry. '99 model Mustang. Alex getting it up on boost and gets it bumped in. And let's go before the tree is activated. So Taylor, unfortunately, will not get a time slip here as she left before the tree was activated. Next on the left-hand side, the Willys Street Rod. That is Rick Reimers. Rick goes 996 at 125. Still can't find the 10 flat zone. 1080 at 133 on the right-hand side. He is running in the Dial Your Own class. They're both in and staged. Now Acton, who recently won the Drop the Hammer race just a week ago, trying to once again find that magic 850 lick. 858 at 159, so he's still about 800s too slow. Alex Taylor coming up another shot in the 55 Chevy. And Kaiser Susi in the nitrous-equipped Caprice. 2:14 for Alex Taylor. Trying for that 8-second time slip. He'll stage up against the pickup truck right side. Had the wheelie under control a little bit better that time. And Rich continues to stay locked in the 9.0 range. 9.06 at 150. Once again, my all run, final call it looks like, all run. So we have nearly empty staging lanes. Jesse Lesko once again spins the tires of the Trans Am. This time he gives it a quick pedal and is off to the races. 8.95 at 162, 10.56 at 94 miles an hour. Too, considering the supercharged hot rod over on the right-hand side for Ali, who finished second in the standings at Six Summer last year in his class, will face against Chris Mary, who finished third in his class at Hot Rod Drag Week last year. Ali right side, Mary left side. Off we go. Better 60-foot goes to Mary. They are glued together. 8:52 and 8:54. '41 Willie's pickup truck. Rick goes 10.09 at 119. Him on 720 at 195 for David Deal. We're going to line up with the Buick station wagon here. Acton's got it up on boosted in. They are hooked up good. 133 to the 60-foot right-hand side. Wants that 850. Can they get it? No, they slow. 8.56 at 158. They go the wrong way. They slow down.